Hey, it's Matt with Kyma Boats. I'm here at the factory. They're polishing a mold to get ready for another production boat. But I wanted to talk about the American turbine jet pump compared to the PWC style pump that some other manufacturers use. I get asked all the time, hey, what's the difference? I know jet boats are high revving and high RPM, and they're more likely to get clogged with seaweeds and vegetation, and putting them in salt water, you can have issues with the wear ring and a bearing. Are those things all true with the American turbine pump? And the answer is they're vastly different. It's one of the reasons that we built the Kyma, is because we saw an opportunity in the market for people that love jet boats but wanted something that was a little bit more durable, a little bit beefier. As you can just see, the American turbine pump compared to a PWC style pump, just the sheer size and volume, the sturdiness, the durability. What that means is that we can match this with the big beefy Indmar Raptor V8 engine, and it's going to give you great torque at low RPM, which allows you to push a big 5,000 pound dry boat with 3,000 pounds of ballast and maybe another 1,000, 2,000 pounds of people, close to a 10,000 pound load. We can push that with ease at low RPM. Compared to a PWC style jet pump and engine that were built to push 1,000 pound jet speed, well, this is just going to struggle to push big heavy loads. It's why you'll find twin engines on just the 21, 23, and 25 foot boats, is because they weren't designed initially to push those big heavy loads, where the American turbine pump was produced for commercial purposes, and we said, hey, that would be great to do what we want to do, and so it's big, beefy, and durable. The second thing that running at a lower RPM allows us to do is to have a much quieter, more enjoyable experience on the boat, where even if you're surfing and pushing a big heavy load at 10, 11 miles an hour, or you're running wide open throttle at 40, 45, up to 47 miles an hour, you can still have a nice conversation, and you've got that big V8 rumble feel and sound, versus when you're running these at 6,000, 7,000 RPM, you get a higher pitch, a louder experience, and we're about 10 decibels quieter when you measure the two in similar situations. So the experience as an owner is vastly more enjoyable in my opinion. The other thing, because it's such a big, beefy unit, the impeller is huge. You can't really see inside, but that thing is huge, and a stainless steel impeller. And so we don't clog up with vegetation and weeds, or even with sand if you get in a shallow area where you pack up your strainer, and now it's really difficult to resolve that out on the water. If you get really shallow and you just gun it, and you do fill up the strainer, it's unlikely to happen, but it's real easy to clean that out while you're on the water by yourself, no dealer, nobody else needs to help. And it's also designed for saltwater. Because it's commercial use, there's a lot of these that are in saltwater environments pushing big, huge, heavy vessels around, and that's why it's perfect for the Kyma and perfect for saltwater if you're in the saltwater environment. And again, because it's so big and beefy, I keep coming back to that, because it's so big and beefy, it's going to be more reliable. Your time's valuable. Time out of the water is at a premium. We have a nice day, you've got time away from the sports and the activities and work and travel and all of that, and you want to get out of the water at your vacation home or just on a beautiful day, well, this is going to be ready for you on the water and not in the shop, not with some fragile piece that broke or that didn't work right. You're going to have more uptime on the water because it's just a very simple, robust, beefy system that can handle any environment you put it in, and it's going to give you a lot of enjoyment. So that's why we went with the American turbine. And really, just the picture says 1,000 words. Look at how big this thing is. Same thing with the intake grate compared to, that's a PWC style intake grate, but still, it's real big and beefy, and it's even adjustable. So if you have an area with a lot of weeds, or an area where you have a different environment, we can actually adjust the grates on that for your scenario to give you the optimal performance, whether it's speed or whether it's reducing any vegetation getting throughout the system. So very simple to do. If you're interested in learning more, hey, reach out for a Kyma VIP experience where you can actually get out on the water in a Kyma and experience it yourself. I've got some videos that will show you the sound at different RPM ranges so you can hear the difference between the two, and it really is amazing. We had a customer on the boat the other day that said, I didn't expect to be able to have a conversation while it was running, and he was blown away by the performance, the sound, and just the quietness and the lack of vibration with this system compared to a higher RPM running system like some of the other folks use.